Let us discuss about a new topic or concept which is called as entrepreneurial skills. Now, who are entrepreneurs? Entrepreneurs are the people who are busting with new ideas, new innovations, who have got the ability to take risk, who have got the ability to take the leadership quality of particular ideas or concepts. Now, from the last few years or the last few decades have seen an enormous growth of changes in our way of living, for example our standard of living, our lifestyles. And if we compare them to the time when our parents and grandparents used to have, there is a huge difference between their times and our times. Technology has started playing its role. Okay, we have got technology everywhere. Okay, we have got innovations everywhere. Now, a growth of an economy of a particular place or country is driven by none other than but the entrepreneurs. Now, what do? They put different ideas, they have their different skill sets, they have their different mindsets, are never giving up factor. Okay, risk taking factors, all of them put together, they bring innovations in the table, and they thrive for success, and they thrive to do different uh, genre of work. So let us look into some of the contributions given by the entrepreneurs to the society. Now, entrepreneurship creates job. So unlike the government jobs, there is also a huge vacancy that is being laid by the private sector jobs. So entrepreneurs are the people, as I said, who brings new ideas, new product that helps the mankind to move forward. So all of this thing requires a lot of skill sets and resources that would work behind that particular idea. It's not a single man job. So entrepreneurship creates jobs. Next, entrepreneurship helps raise the standard of living. Now we see a lot many technological innovations in, for example, the e-commerce sectors. So we can sit at the comfort of our home, and then we can order a lot of things online. So these are nothing but the innovations and the ideas that continuously being put by different entrepreneurs. For example, Jeff Bezos of Amazon. So entrepreneurship helps raise the standard of living. Now all of these ideas are then directly proportional to the way of how our standard of living is affected. Next, the third point would be successful entrepreneurs are seen as a role model in the society. So that creates a lot of inspiration, that gives a lot of inspiration to a lot of youths who are looking forward to being an entrepreneurs. So we have various entrepreneurs who basically does work for various ideas. For example, the company Apple was founded by none other than the late Steve Jobs. So the idea that he has put together has made what the company Apple stands for now. So that is how we look upon them, and they become an inspiration to us. Next is development. Okay, they directly or indirectly come forward for different causes that is required for the upliftment of the society, be it in the part of education, be it in the sector of health, be in the sector of giving jobs. Okay, so entrepreneurs are directly or indirectly related to the development of the community. So when it comes to entrepreneurship and economy, entrepreneurship creates a lot of wealth. Okay, a product building, for example, if an entrepreneur is having an idea to build a product, a technological product that is going to help the course of humankind, that would inevitably create wealth, and that wealth would inevitably create revenue for that particular country. And that is how the wealth creation moves forward with entrepreneurship. Next is contribute to the growth of overall economy by stimulating the growth of related businesses. Now there are a lot of business operations that takes place. For example, a particular company requires a lot of in-house sectors that are put together to make the company run. For example, take an example of Flipkart. Now when a big billion day, imagine that a Flipkart as a company is then connected to so many other companies. For example, the logistics, the one who does provide us with the goods and give us door to door delivery. So all the people working behind them, and then the design people who are working to generate that particular homepage when you open the Flipkart applications. Then the database people who basically works at the background to give us all of those relevant searches and queries that we really want to look on our screen when we open that particular Flipkart application. So all of these things are interconnected. So it not only creates an entrepreneur, not only creates or develops her or his own company, but they also employ from different people from different sectors, people from different horizons who are interconnected. And moreover, entrepreneurship creates regional development. For example, it helps in development the roadways, it helps in development better electricity. For instance, take an example that a small subdivisional area of ours like Malbazar, now, and the Malbazar was then 5 to 7 years back, and the things and the ways the e-commerce started penetrating these small areas. 7 years from back from now, it was a bit of a difficulty to order something online because our place was not deliverable. So now we can order anything that we want. Still there are a few logistical issues, but things are much better as compared to what we had 7 years back. So entrepreneurship creates this regional development. It helps in building better roads, it helps in better transport communications, rail communications. It provides better electricity, water supply, schools, hospitals. They're all interconnected to each other. So when a particular business grows, there are a lot of aspects of that business that also grows together. So that is how a regional development is seen with the help of entrepreneurial skills. Next is the gross development product and per capita income of particular area does also increases when there are a lot of innovational and entrepreneurial skills being put together. Okay, so that is one very important thing. The micro, small and medium scale enterprises in our country account to 37% of country's GDP. Okay, so these are the small businesses, these are the small innovations, the small ideas that are put together. For example, if anyone is trying to start a dabba service, okay, home cooked food delivered fresh, hygienic and warm to the clients, these ideas are nothing but entrepreneurial ideas. So these are small scale businesses that thrives the most. Okay, so that is one example. Next comes the export. So there are a lot of businesses, lot of products that comes out of entrepreneurial skills, out of entrepreneurship, that we then export to other places. Okay, so when it comes to entrepreneurial skills, there are success of an entrepreneur, there are few qualities that the entrepreneurs are feasibly thrive with. One is passionate, so one has to be very passionate about their work, the ideas, the innovations. They must keep faith on themselves. Their strong work ethics. You cannot be lazy, you cannot wake up late in the morning, you cannot think that okay, I would employ a few people and they would be working on behalf of me. That is not how an entrepreneurial skills does work. It is something that one nurture as their own baby, and that is how a baby, an idea is where a baby is born, and then they are nurtured and they have been taken to the next step slowly and steadily. So you have to be passionate, you have to have strong work ethics, you should be having some skills, you should be having X factors, your communication should be good, you should be creative and open-minded. That means you cannot be rigid, you only cannot be working with your own ideas, you also need to listen to people ideas who are working under you. You also need to choose the right people in the right positions. All of this, the wisdom, the education, all put together requires to be having a bit of skill set for becoming an entrepreneur. You have to be self-motivated and committed. There will be times when things would not go the way you would be liking. There will be times when you would be putting your constant labor, but you won't be getting the output, the required output. For those days, you have to be committed, you have to be self-motivated. Okay, you have to be very honest and trustworthy. The first thing, this is a very important thing, might be the first or the last thing, but this is very important, to be honest and trustworthy. You have to be honest to yourself. You have to be you have to have that idea of where you want to take your product, and where you want to take your idea, and what kind of a level will it achieve. So all of these things are very very important for becoming a successful entrepreneurs. Then you have to be persistent. Okay, you cannot be giving your 100% one day and then giving 10% the other day. It cannot work like that. You should be having a plan to succeed. Okay, you just cannot think, okay fine, I'll start this, and then you don't have a plan where to take it the next day. That is not how the entrepreneurs does work. You have to be decisive and action oriented. Okay, that means you have to be an initiator. You just cannot think and sit on your chair. Okay fine, let us put this idea. Let us put this idea means you have to initiate it. You need to then start clicking the particular links how the ideas would be working. Next, risk taking is very very important. Being a businessman, being someone to work with your own idea, you have to be risk taker, a very big risk taker. You have to risk it to get the biscuit. That is what it has been said. So entrepreneurs have got all of these qualities put together. Apart from the qualities that an entrepreneur has, there are also a lot of myths that one thinks that these are the qualities that a human should possess to become an entrepreneur. For example, one thing is that an entrepreneur has got these bond sets of skills and assets that they can put together for being a good entrepreneur. That is wrong. Okay, no one is born with good ideas or innovations. You have to inculcate them throughout your life. You need to gain more experiences. Okay, so the other few myths are like you need to have a good idea to become an entrepreneur. That is wrong. You just need to have, you not only need a good idea, it's not always the idea, it's also a belief that you have an idea of and you want to work with it. Okay, there are beliefs like entrepreneurs have got unlimited freedom. No, they are the one who actually created an idea and an innovation or a business, so they cannot rest on their laurels. They have to fight for it. They have to constantly work for it and make it better day by day. It's not easy to gain success, and it is not even easy to gain success and then keep it for a long period of time. So when you go at the top, you must be having someone who would share those kind of things. So there is no unlimited freedom for an entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurship is one person show. No, it's wrong. Entrepreneurship is not a one-man show. There are a lot of people who build a particular, who helps in building a particular business concept or idea. So it is not a one-man show. So that is one more myth. Entrepreneurs means quick wealth. No, there is nothing called quick wealth. There is even no shortcut to have a quick wealth. If you are passionate about your work, if you are passionate about your idea, wealth will keep on following it. Okay, what is needed is your idea. What is needed, that how your idea is helping the humankind. At the end of the day, it must help is the work of humankind. So that is how the idea would flourish, and then that would be followed by wealth. So that is one more myth. Then you require a very good business school degree or a PhD degree to initiate or to become a good entrepreneur. No, it's false. If you take the top few entrepreneurs of this particular world, you would be seeing that a lot of them have not even passed their school or college properly. For example, Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs of Apple. For example, Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook. Okay, so there are a lot of dropouts who have come out of their colleges and put together their ideas, and they are successful entrepreneurs. Okay, so when it comes to a role of an entrepreneur, an entrepreneur should be an innovator and a creator. Obviously, they have to innovate things. They have to innovate new ideas, new process, new techniques. They must be having this team building skill. Okay, because an entrepreneur should be a good team leader. Okay, and when it comes to a team leader quality, you also have to listen to your own people. Okay, you have to constantly communicate with them. You have to constantly ask for their new ideas and feedbacks. Next, role of an entrepreneur is to control the cash flow management. You just cannot simply invest money left, right, and center. When you start gaining out of some ideas, you have to put your money in place where it is necessary. Okay, that is how few of the businesses have failed. Kingfisher Airlines or Vijay Mallya have failed because of cash flow management. Okay, so that was a superb idea that came out of a basket. That was a concept that was available for everyone. Airline was made cheap, available to every citizen of this country, but the cash flow management was horrible after its first year of instantaneous flying. So that is how things might fail. Then comes the time management. You have to manage your time, delegations of task and authority. As I said earlier, right amount of people has to be recruited for putting them in right amount of places. Then comes decision making. At the end of the day, entrepreneurs have to sometimes take very tough decisions, so they are part of it. Understanding the risks involved. You need to thoroughly understand the market, the ups and downs of the market, and the way things are working across your ideas. Okay, then taking risk and mitigations. Okay, there would be things that would be having the involvement of the law and order of that particular place. So you should be having an understanding that if you have to play by the rule book. Okay, you cannot go outside of the rule book and do things that would eventually make your idea illegal. So out of all of this topic that I have discussed, it is quite eminent that an entrepreneur is a very important personality of a particular society. Okay, so when it comes to an importance of an entrepreneur, as I discussed, they are liable for wealth generator. Okay, so they develop new industrial ideas, new ventures for industries. They are a huge contributor to the regional development. So they are a huge contributor to the regional development. They contribute to the overall standard of living, quite obvious, as I've discussed earlier. They also contribute towards minimizing the socio-economical problems, for example, the job related, the unemployability problem, the illiteracy problem, the health sector problems, the transportation development problems. So these are some of the important role of an entrepreneur. Now, the government of this country has come with a lot of ideas for different for financing and supporting different startup ideas, which are part of the entrepreneurial skills and the entrepreneurship. So ideas like equity financing, ideas like debt financing, the government grant and support has been initiated and put forward. So lot and lot of youths come forward and then put their ideas and innovations on the table, and help them starting a new company or a new business process. So all of these things put together have created, I would not say that they have made the market very flexible or reliable as of now, but yes, the doors have already started opening in this country, and there are a lot of people, lot of youths, lot of ideas which are coming forward and helping in building the particular concept and making it a full-fledged source of income. So these are good times for an entrepreneur in this country. So thank you for watching the video.